And and welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another week, another edition of the Code for Giants Cup, week number 15. Oh, I have to fix that up. As we are jumping right into our first series of the night. Welcome to your Brazilian week, or your weekly dose, bi-weekly dose of Brazilian StarCraft. I'm of course your host live VIP. With me, I'm joined by these amazing players, the people in the chat, and by my lovely plushies as well. Do need to quickly just set some things up out of game. I do have you covered, and bam, here we go. Spawning in the top left hand corner of Ghost River, we have the Brazilian Terran player, the Red Terran, representing his clan PwT. It is elivolts. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have the Brazilian Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing Team Host Masters. It is VicBansemer. Let's go. And good morning, everyone. Good morning again. It is great to be back. I did not get a lot of sleep after casting last night. I slept like, what, 4 hours? But we are here. We are back with your bi-weekly dose of Brazilian StarCraft. Of course, last night we were live with the SCL, with the StarCraft Evolution League, and we will be live tonight as well with some more StarCraft Evolution League action. Oh boy, Group B. Group B is going to be tonight. Of course, I should once again be casting with Yaku. Still uncertain of that. Yaku might be available, he might not be. I will let you guys know if he does join me or not later on in the evening. Otherwise, the show, of course, will go on. And I do apologize for being a little bit distracted here at the start of the broadcast, but I guess some fun news, in a way, in a sense. Because of Black Friday, because of the sales that are going on, I did finally invest into a new PC, into new PC parts, and they should be arriving today. I am just concerned that they're going to arrive while I'm casting. And if that happens, I won't be able to receive them, and then they're going to be sent back to the post office, and then I'm going to have to go and get them like at a later day, at a later time. And the problem with that is I don't have time. The problem with that is that of course we have a very busy schedule for casting, and I probably wouldn't be able to pick it up until like next week, most likely. Yeah, most likely sometime next week will be the next time I'm free to be able to pick up the PC parts. So that's what I'm most concerned about. So I'm just trying to keep an eye on things, keeping an eye on tracking while I can, to see if I can hopefully receive the package. But we'll see what happens. Regardless, we can dive in. If you're in the chat, predictions, they should be open by now. Place your bets on who you think will take the series as we are diving into our PvT. Let us go. We do have our initial matchup here. It is going to be a double gas opener out of elivolts. Elivolts is going Rax into Factory into a more delayed CC, so it's going to be a delayed economic start here from our Terran player. Meanwhile, across the map, standard opener out of VicBansemer, just going for his gate expand into his tech of choice. It is going to be the Twilight Council. Twilight Council is on the way. Let's go. So we are settling in. So far, so good. Pretty standard openers. I mean, I say that elivolts is going for more tech-heavy starts. Meanwhile, the first Reaper does get caught out. Very nice catch here by VicBansemer. Shuts down the Reaper. Checking the vision. Has a Terran player scouted the main base? He has not. The tech has not been revealed. So elivolts is in the dark. Is going to be in the dark as what's going on. Meanwhile, we do have a 1-1-1 into Banshee opener. Interesting. I mean, we have seen this rise in popularity in pro play. It can be risky to really commit into Cloaked Banshees. The reason for this is because you delay tank production. Tank production is delayed, and if elivolts commits into a more gateway heavy composition with more Blink Stalkers, he can and he will punish this. As this army is going to be quite exposed and quite vulnerable. So we'll see if VicBansemer does move out. We'll see how many gateways he throws down. That is going to be the big thing for me to keep my eye on. As for the time being, we have how many gates? Two gateways and a robo. Looks like a standard opener here. Looks like 2-gate blink into a third, I would imagine. Stalkers are moving out, but there's no way to reinforce this. There's not that many Stalkers. I don't really see VicBansemer really pushing into the main. He's going to be parked just outside, keeping eyes and tabs on the natural. Ooh, third gateway gets thrown down. Okay, going up to 3 gateways. Show us the Warp Prism. If the Warp Prism is on the way, then he can try to blink into the main. So far, forced to recall back home. First Banshee has arrived. Cloak is done, and do we have any detection? Observer's on the way. Oh my god, no cloak! It doesn't activate cloak. Banshee goes down. Massive pick off VicBansemer. He shuts down the initial aggression. Elivolts, he is in a bit of trouble here. Second Banshee's moving up, but now VicBansemer, now he knows. Now he knows what to look out for, what to be ready for. We have two observers soon to be on the field here. Hopefully one across the map and one defensively back at home. And it's been a rough start for the Terran. Has been a rough start. Ay. Not like this. As VicBansemer, he's going to be going for the third. He's going to be going for the third base. Is just expanding behind this. Stalkers are moving out to apply some pressure. We are still making more Cyclones, which I find really odd. The Cyclone production is an interesting one here from the side of the Terran. Stalkers, they try to get behind the mineral line. Cyclones will zone away. So far, so good. VicBansemer, he is going to be able to keep up. Ooh, goes to the Cyclone, does get one down. Nice pick off. Cyclone does fall. Does catch a Cyclone. Vic retreats from there. Likewise, Banshee back at home. Does get 2 probe kills, but just 2 so far. There's still the Observer. There's still plenty of Stalkers. Gets a 3rd probe towards the end. Blink not quite being utilized here. The Banshee does manage to get away just barely. Likewise, across the map. Oof. Stalkers do get out as well. They get a handful of SCVs, but no major critical damage here. So far, elivolts is holding. He's holding quite nicely. I'll be honest, if we had high ground vision in the main, I do think these Stalkers could dive in and could wreak havoc here, especially if they avoid the bunker placements, if they avoid, I mean, these are vanilla Marines as well. There is so much potential for these Stalkers, but Vic, he's not going for it. He doesn't really have vision here in the main base. He's focusing here at the natural instead, and as a result, he's kind of missing out on one of the big advantages of Blink Stalkers. Again, the big advantage here is Blink Stalkers are so mobile, they don't have to push into the natural. They can dive into the third, into the main, wherever they want. Now there are bunkers finishing up. Now Vic is getting ready, but this is only just now finishing. There was a window where we could have taken advantage of the Terran. So Vic, he has missed that window. Does manage to pick off... Oh! Nothing quite yet. The bunker survives. Banshee survives. One Stalker goes down. That was a better trade for the Terran. Back across the map, Vic, he is saturating his third base and taking in towards Robo production. Immortal production, Colossus on the horizon. The bay is done, or the bay is almost done. Soon to be getting into more Colossus. Vic is getting there. He's getting there. New build, new me. I mean, that's only if I receive the parts, though. It's, I mean, again, that's what I'm a little bit anxious about, not gonna lie. As Banshees, they do hit the natural. Hit the natural. Oh! Rotating in between the bases. Vic trying to keep up. Cannon isn't quite done. Probes are going down. So far, 2, 3, 4, 5 probe kills. Very nice damage so far by the Protoss, by elivolts. Banshee has arrived. Ooh, finally, one Banshee goes down. And the other is gonna survive. Oh, one more shot. Up, one of us. Up, he gets it. Barely does get it at the end. But for 8 probes, I mean, not the worst trade for the Terran for elivolts. Vic, meanwhile, poking in once again. Pulling away. Working on his Colossus, of course. Does have a second immortal. Now soon to take his gases. Getting to a 4th base. So far, macroing quite nicely here. And the pressure is on the Terran. But he has been building up. And finally, he's going to be just now starting Stim. This is late, by the way. Stim is heavily delayed. Stim's still not even halfway done at this point. 3rd base being taken. But it does feel like elivolts build has been disrupted because of the Banshee production. As the boys are being pulled here just to throw down some deepers. There we go, making their way over towards the 3rd base. We go. Oh, as it is a little bit misplaced here, and yeah, elivolts, his build overall has been a little bit shaky from his end. Meanwhile, Vic is moving out. He, I believe, does have eyes on the army. And without the Observer, he does spot the main. Right now we're pushing in massive Colossus swipes. Stim is not yet done. And without Stim, I mean, the Protoss, we can push in. Boys are being pulled. Swipes going off here on the Marines. Widow Mines, they have potential. They do borrow. They do go for the Colossus. But it's still not going to be enough. And reinforcements on the way, and elivolts, he is in so much trouble here. Being pinned against the wall. Stim does now complete, does have it available. Does he get the third CC? No shot. Up, he gets it. Does get it in the end. Massive pickup. 14 SCVs, a command center as well. And elivolts, not like this. He's going to be stuck on 2 bases. Does have a 4th CC on the way, so he can take that as a 3rd. But VicBansemer, he has a real 4th base. Doing all this with only 1 Colossus as well. Impressive. Quite impressive. Getting to a more immortal production when it really needs more Colossus. Vikings moving forward. Elivolts will break out. Gets a Colossus. Decent force field, slowing down and catching some of these SCVs. Crippling the economy. Elivolts is down to 19 workers. Barely an economy. No mining here at the natural. Barely any mining here in the main. He even pulled the workers in the main. Jesus. He pulled all the boys. And elivolts is completely all in. He's completely all in at this point. It's all or nothing. Without any splash damage, the Bio Army can actually stim in. elivolts, he can stim and chases down, forces a recall, gets 1, gets 2 Immortals, High Templar rallying into the army, 2 more High Templar go down, massive pickoffs. And keep going. Send it, Pappy, send it. Back at home, what is it to defend? Storm did complete, there's only 1 High Templar. Sorry, 2 High Templar. 2 High Templar, soon to be with Storm, with 1 each. Colossus no kind of position, shield battery is still on the way. And elivolts, he has a larger army supply. Ooh, massive storms though. Oh my god. Those storms are crazy. Storm 12 off, Colossus goes down. The storms were good, but there's still so many Marines, so many Marauders, such a buy-heavy composition. elivolts, he has to send it here and now, but he's running out of steam, he's running out of energy. GG gets called, he has nothing left, and VicBansemer will take game number 1. Whew. GG. GG, well played. We'll take a lead in the series. And, there we go. We'll take a lead in the series, and we'll see if elivolts can bring it back. I believe they're both comparable in skill, but again, the build from the Terran player was a little bit lackluster. It did hurt him more than anything. I'm referring to the Banshee. I'm referring to the Cloak Banshees, getting into delayed 0 tank production, getting to a delayed 3rd base, getting into delayed stim, delayed bio upgrades. The Banshee play wasn't quite worth it in the end. Did kill some probes, that is true, but it was also a big investment, and alas, in the end, so much more was delayed in favor of Cloak Banshees. With that, GG. GG, well played. Victor does take game 1, and now we're getting ready for game number 2. After the series, we can go over the bracket, we can catch up on all the matches, catch up on everything that is going on. Again, for those that are unfamiliar, this is your bi-weekly dose of Brazilian StarCraft. You know, plenty of amazing Brazilian players are lying before us. Looks like we do have a couple of walkovers that are being calculated here, that are being updated on the bracket itself, which is a little bit unfortunate. Just some walkers, but regardless, we're embracing the round of 16. And game 2 is going to be on Amphi. Also, before I forget, before I get ahead of myself, a big shout out to Sidecons in the chat. Papi God, thank you so much, Sidecons, for subscribing with Twitch Prime for the 2nd month. Thank you so much, Sidecons. We do appreciate the support. Always, Papi, always. 1 month in a row, so thank you so much for the consecutive support. And yeah, now we can focus on our series, on our match. Again, our first broadcast of the day. We got a lot of work to do. Going over this broadcast, of course, SEL later on tonight, a lot of VODs to edit, VODs to work on. YouTube, of course. I'm on it. I'm on it. Don't you worry. There we go. As you can hear the beeps, and we are getting into that second game. Let's go. Let us go. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Amphion, we have our Brazilian Protoss player leading the series 1-0, representing Team Host Masters. It is VicBansemer. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Terran player from the land of Brazil, representing Clan PwT. It is elivolts. Did go for an interesting build previously, going into Cloak Banshees, and you know, they killed some workers across the map, that's true, but as we were mentioning, like, so much more was heavily delayed in favor of that, so we'll see if elivolts goes for something a little bit different this time, goes for a different approach. We shall see. As for the time being, we are going to be settling in. Going to be settling in once again. It's going to be a double gas opener here out of elivolts. Is going double gas. And this should lead for a faster factory. So double gas leads into a faster factory, leads into a delayed CC on the low ground. So once again, it is going to be tech heavy. Now last game this led into Banshees. This time it could lead into Banshees. Oh, same setup, by the way, as he floats the Raxes away. But it could lead into Banshee play again. It could lead into something crazy like BCs. That'll be wild. I'm curious. My eyes are going to be here on elivolts. But I'm hoping it isn't quite the same build. I'm hoping he does have like an adaptation here. Good. As for now, the factory is still in production. Meanwhile, back at home, standard opener, just gate expand here from Vic. Probe scout here on the right hand side. I don't blame him. He's looking for a proxy factory, proxy racks, proxy starport as well. Just making sure that everything's on the up and up and making sure that his opponent isn't doing anything too crazy. Likewise, CC on the high ground for elivolts. Very safe play here. CC on the high ground. There's the starport. Show us the tech lab on the racks. If we see the tech lab, it should be the same build. Meanwhile, actually going okay. A little bit indecisive here. It looked like it was going to be a tech lab first on the factory, but no. There it is. Tech lab on the racks. Oh, yeah. God, it's almost died. We are primed for an add-on swap. Drinking all the water. Meanwhile, Vic is going for something different. He's going for a Stargate instead. Now, Stargate openers, they are a little bit better when it comes to longer games and longer game states. They can be punished by early all-ins and early pushes, but as we can see, this isn't really going to be an early push or an early move out. It is just going to be harassment with Banshees. Do see, based on the scouting from Victor, he has not yet to confirm what's going on. Saw the factory, but didn't see much else. As it does fly back, tech lab on the factory. This could be for early tank production. This could actually be for a 2-base all-in. We'll see if he does invest into those tanks. If you recall, that did not happen last game. As the production buildings are repositioning. Likewise, it's going to be Oracle first out of Vic. Does he go into Phoenixes? There we go. Oracle into Phoenix. Phoenixes, they can shut down this Banshee, but again, it was Oracle first, so there's going to be that much less anti-air to work with. There is going to be a Revelation. Oracle moves out, and does he come across the Banshee? Oh, he barely does spot it. He saw. There we go. He did notice it in time. The Oracle saw. The player saw it as well. Oracle turns back around. The Banshee gets caught out. Cloak is not yet done, and the first Banshee will fall. Very nice cleanup here by Vic. Back at home. One tank into add-on swap? Ooh, that's risky. That's very risky here for elivolts. Going for the single tank. Army moves out, gets eyes on the production. Yeah, just going ham here. And what shoots up? Nothing. Nothing shoots up. SCVs are going down. Not too many SCVs, as the Oracle is having a hard time keeping up. But there we go. 2 SCV kills. So much lost mining time. Oh my god, that is brutal. The Banshee does sneak out across the map. That's still going to be 5, 6, 7 SCVs. And there's just no income. This is game-ending damage. 100%. This is game-ending. That is insane. Now, this Banshee has a lot of work to do as well. Oracle does escape, no NG for Revelation. Banshee does get into the main, and there should be an observer, but there is not. This is a slip up here from Vic. He knew there were Banshees coming, but did not get any detection. As the Banshee does wreak havoc, gets 4 probe kills so far, can get even more. Keep going! No, keep going! There's Revelation. Banshee gets cleaned up, and Vic, he handles this quite nicely. Only 4 probe kills. Only 4, he can go back to mining. Significantly less damage than what elivolts took back across the map. From here, he's just resaturating and taking into his bay into Colossus. Now, both players have sustained economic damage, but elivolts has sustained much more. Much more economic damage here from the opener. As Vic does move out once again, and he's looking for more. Oh boy. He is looking for more. For now, they're going to be dragged back by another Banshee. Once again, 6 probe kills. I mean, this is racking up. I mean, the lack of cannons, lack of defensive or units being staying back at home here to defend is actually costing Vic quite a number of workers. He's on 3 bases, and Vic is still ahead, but yeah, the Banshee harass, it's paying off. It's something. Back at home, going Mass Cyclone. Interesting choice. Mass Cyclone has now been scattered. Now, against this kind of army composition, I would love to see not Colossus, but Immortals. I do think Immortals, they can fare quite better here against this kind of army. Instead, we have Disruptor production. Did the first Disruptor complete? It did. We have Disruptor first into Observer. But Immortals are really going to be the unit you need against mechanical units like this, against Marine Cyclone. I mean, ideally, you want both. You want both Colossus and Immortal, but oh god, we're just going for the all-in. And I think this is necessary. Yeah, elivolts, he cannot macro out of this. It's all or nothing. Vic, he should recognize the SCVs are missing, and he should be getting ready back at home. We need shield batteries. We need shield batteries here desperately at the natural base. As the army's moving out, Vic does not delay it. The Nova needs to connect as well. And elivolts, he could just win the game here and now. Could be all over. Tank siege up, Nova goes off. Grazes the army. Tank goes down. But the Cyclones, they get their lock-ons. There's the overcharge, keeping the Disruptor alive. Nice pickups. Pickups here on the Cyclones. Immortal gets surrounded. Boys are being pulled here. The Cyclones, they do survive. But now they have no support. Now they have no buffer. And Vicky's holding. Is holding on. He pulls more SCV or more probes. Not even. Just dives on the army. He's bleeding out some Stalkers. He's out the Disruptor as well. Needs more Warpins. Does get 1 extra lift. 2 Cyclones left. As soon to be 1. GG gets called. Elivolts, he does not have enough left. And VicBansemer will take the series at 2-0. GG. GG, well played. Very solid play there out of Vic. I mean, I would say that the Banshees still got more damage than they needed to, but regardless, outside of that, he was playing very well when it came to harassing across the map, when it came to shutting down the first Banshee, and of course when it came to that last-minute defense as well, lifting up all the Cyclones, pulling the probes when he needed to as well, letting that purification over, and focusing down the tank. Did everything right in those final moments, so very well done, very well played there by Vic. Meanwhile, elivolts had some interesting builds, is what I will say. Had some more unorthodox and unusual builds. Alas, did not quite work out well for him. Alas, it was quite risky of builds to go for, going for those Banshees time and time again. And very odd follow-ups as well, and it was punished quite hard. GG. GG, well played. With that, congratulations to Victor, and now we can head on over to the bracket to figure out where exactly we are and where we are headed next.